Welcome back, everybody, to your happy place where we do what we love the most, which is unboxing, baby. Yes, I'm back. It's been a couple weeks that I've been away, been a little bit busy, a couple of bumpy a few days, but here I am, okay? Again, doing what I love the most, which is unboxing. Today's video is going to be about a character that, even though he's not canon, he made it to SH Figuarts because of just how good he is and because of how good his swag is as well. Nobody can pull swag as good as this man, okay? And that is none other, as you've seen in the title, than Android Super 17 by SH Figuarts, okay? Right here in the channel for all of you guys. Super excited to go over this video in English one more time. I did the fresh unboxing in Spanish because I've been just keeping this order of doing, fresh unboxing in Spanish, then English, and then today happened to be the one day where I had to do it in Spanish, but here I am nonetheless, again, doing it in English for all of you, and happy to do so because I've learned a few things, along the way while I did this video in Spanish that I do want to showcase to you guys in hopefully helping you guys make a buying purchase before you acquire this figure, which in my opinion is totally worth it, and you'll see why in just about now. Let's get to it. Alrighty, you guys, here we are with our boy Super 17 right here in the channel for all of you. Super happy to go over this figure one more time with all of you guys right here. This is Dragon Ball GT. Yes, you can say whatever you will about the saga. I personally loved it. It doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to make sense for it to be cool. It was a great time in my childhood, and this guy was one of my favorite villains. That's right, Super 17. I was there when he first came out of the fusion from the two number 17s. I was there. You hear me? I was there. So I saw it all back in the 90s when I was a kid. This was so dope, and I am so happy that after so many years, I finally have this guy on my hands. Now, with this figure, we have like a little bit of a situation in the way that it's much of a curse as it is a blessing, because this is the only action figure of Super 17 that I've been able to find in the market. We do have retro style figures of Super 17, statues, etc., but we do not have quite an action figure like the one SH Figuarts has given us right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and start the unboxing. A very compact box that we have right here. Very basic sizes, very compact. It's not the most compact. We've seen that, for example, Sukuna has even a less wider version of a box, but nonetheless, this is a very basic standard compact box for an action figure scale 112. So I'll go ahead and pull this box out and show you what we have inside. So as you can see, we have a lot of things dealing with here right now with this figure. This figure comes with very basic accessories, but nonetheless very cool. We're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 sets of interchangeable hands, as well as 1, 2, 3, 4 swappable faces. We have some hair pieces right here, or bangs to resemble Aerifix, and we also have this little Kid Goku head. The head sculpt for the Kid Goku from Dragon Ball GT. So that's a really cool bonus. I don't have this figure yet, but don't worry, in the future. And then we also have a Ki Blast effect ball right here. And also, I'm going to set this figure aside for a little bit so I can show you one of the other accessories it came with. Right on the back, I had this beautiful dragon right here. It comes with a base that you just have to attach together through these two holes right here. It's painted on the back, and then it reflects on the front. Super beautiful. This just absolutely incredible golden dragon right here, and you can compare the size of the accessory to the figure and see that it's very just accurate. It really does. This is the first time I have an effect like this, an accessory like this to a figure. Absolutely incredible. So yeah, we have this this golden Shenron right here as an accessory for a background, whatever you may. So really cool. Some shadowing right here, beautiful. So yeah, this came in the back of this box right here, and all you have to do is just pull it out of the plastic box. The base comes in its own little box as well. All you have to do with these two pieces, just clamp them together. through these two holes, and then you're gonna have your standing chevron right there. So that's an extra accessory that we were blessed with. So happy about it. And now let's get to the main course right here by opening our Super 17's sarcophagus. And I want you guys to notice that this figure is absolutely incredible on its own way. Yes, he's not canon. Yes, he doesn't make a lot of sense. But the figure that we have right here is action-packed, and you're about to find out why just now. So as usual, I want to go over, paint job, texture, articulations, swappable accessories, etc. So to begin with, this is a character that has the bare minimum skin exposure. That is the face and the shoulders right here. So we don't have a whole lot of what you might call it, like shading on the skin, because we have some very deep cuts right here on the deltoids, the front, the mid, and then the rear, same as on on the other arm. And we're also gonna have his face, and the eyes are really, really well painted. So that's all the skin we have with. It does, it doesn't have a whole lot. We don't have a whole lot to work around with here in terms of skin, but we do as soon as we start to get into the nitty gritty of the other body parts, such as the hair. As you can see, there's a lot of texture going around the bangs, okay, from the front and then around. So you can see there's like a lot of texture right here in the hair because, this character has very long hair. So there's a lot of texture right here all the way around, front, back, the top. Absolutely incredible. So the texture on this hair piece is very, very cool. It is a black that doesn't reflect a whole lot of light. So I do like that a lot. We also have this little cowboy piece right here on the neck that is like independent on its own. It's a little loose, so I do like that. We have this little the knot right here, which can rotate on its own. I do like that. I was waiting for it for the segment of articulations, but I couldn't help myself but to do it now. A lot of texture right here. A lot of really, really cool orange. It's not super bright, but it's not super dim either. It really does give the figure a lot of bang, kind of contrast, you know what I mean? So that's cool. And we also have this little like harness right here that has this beautiful gold right here, these two pieces over the chest. We also have the belt buckle from the Red Ribbon Army. We have this wristbands, okay, gold, and we have the tiptoes of the boots, all the same color gold, very, very shiny, very beautiful. And then again, they create a really, really nice contrast to the bluish figure color that mainly this guy is all about. So this gold, this orange really, really make it pop, and I do like that. Okay, so moving down onto the t-shirt, or the shirt I should say, it has a lot of texture right here around his arms, around the core, the abs, okay, around the triceps, the back of the arm, and then we also have this little the harness that attaches right here together on the back, these two pieces right here. We also have a little bit of the belt, okay, so really, really cool tone of blue that we have right here for the upper shirt. All right, and then we have the buckle, okay, beautiful texture. Moving down onto the pants, this is about the only part of the body that is going to have some paint job right here on the front of the thighs. We also have this little rib, classic rib pants of 17. so yeah, this is about the only part of the figure that's going to have some shading with paint, which is the front thighs. So it has like a little bit of a dim blue, whereas the rest of the figure is just like blue, like just regular blue jeans. And then we have the boots, and as you can see, even though this is the same kind of blue color as the shirt is, this is very reflective, which I think is a way to try and emulate the rubber material that his boots are made of, in the anime that is. And then we have the tip of the toes right here. The boots are really, really beautiful, gold. So not even Gucci there to do this much. So beautiful, beautiful boots. So incredible. So that is a paint job texture right here on the groin. Very, very cool. Well done with the Super 17's clothes. So very, very cool. Now for articulations, I'm really, really excited to get into the articulations with all of you guys, because you're about to see why. This figure really blew my mind because of just how gentle, flexible, and well articulated was. So to show you guys, we have the head right here, which, of course, goes side to side. depending on how you move this little cowboy cloth around, and also the hair bangs, you're gonna have more or less movement on the head. So we have side to side, okay, a very decent range of motion right here, side to side. Okay, we also have an up and down right here, up and down. Okay, we also have a little bit of head tilt side to side. Oh, this pop off, but that's okay. We can always just pop it back in. Okay, boom, bingo, no problem. And as you can see, it's still in place, okay? No tricks, no tricks. So not a big deal, don't panic. No, do not panic, it's all good. So we have a lot of hair movement right here. I'm sorry, neck movement, so very cool. The neck moves on its own axis, and also the neck itself moves as well when, so we have the neck piece right here, and then the head. What I'm trying to say is that the head does rotate, side to side. It tilts, it goes forward and backward, but the neck also moves as well, forward, backward, okay? It tilts as well, side to side. It's a little bit stubborn, but it does move. Now, I do want to get to the shoulders, because this is a part that really blew my mind. I was not expecting this figure to be so good and clean on the shoulders. What I mean by that is this. So I'm gonna clear the shoulders from the cowboy cloth, the hair bangs, to show you what it can do. And as you can see, we have a very clean elevation of the shoulders. Okay, they do go 360 degrees. Okay, each arm, of course. So we have that. Now each arm is very it's segmented into three pieces: the shoulder and the arm, that is. We have the arm, we have the shoulder right here, and then we also have this harness that all move in conjunction. As you can see, it is a very neat thing that I was really not expecting at all. I thought this harness was stuck to the plastic, but it's not. Even though, yeah, it is only, stuck to the shoulder and the chest area, it's still very independent and very flexible. You can see there's contraction of the chest and the shoulders as much as there is retraction. So this harness piece was, it really blew my mind. I was not expecting this, and I was very pleased by it. So we have incredible shoulder rotation and mobility. And yes, we do have shoulder shrugging right here. Look at this. Incredible shoulder mobility, range of motion. It is absolutely incredible. This shoulder structure really blew my mind. I am so happy about the shoulders. And yeah, I really wanted to show all of that to you guys right here. So for the biceps, they do move. As you can see, they're a little bit looser now than what they were when I first started to make this video in Spanish. I wouldn't, okay, why not? Let's just go 360 degrees. There you go. I was going to say I wouldn't recommend going 360 degrees, but now they're a little bit looser, you can. I mean, I did. So I wouldn't do it again. Just keep the natural flow of the biceps, to how it moves in real life. Just don't go crazy 360 degrees, because you might loosen up the joint, and you don't want that. So we have that for the arms. Incredible shoulders, 10 out of 10, baby. Now for bicep flexion, how about that? Okay, we have a very incredible amount of flexibility on the biceps. Look at that full shoulder right here, the elbow, no gaps, no nothing. Very cool. All right, we also have the hand rotation right here for the wrist. Where is it? Oh, there you go. So we have a lot of wrist rotation and movement, of course, right here, 360 degrees. Yes, you asked for it. There you go. And then we have the torso. The torso is something else I want to cover on its own, because it does separate into two. We have this piece and then this piece, okay? Now, as you can see right away, the belt is a little bit loose. So it's not, again, fused to the plastic, to the pants. It's loose. So that allows for more mobility. And mobility we have. We have that mobility, because look at that. It can go forward, backward. You can bend backward some more. How about that? You weren't expecting that, were you? So we can retract it to the original position, lean it forward, and then make it lean forward some more, okay? It does tilt side to side, okay? You have to kind of hold the waist or the torso or the ab section a little bit tight, so that the upper torso can move a little bit independently. But they do move in conjunction. It is a beautiful figure. that is absolutely incredible range of motion from the wrist, from the waist up. Incredible. I really like that about this figure. And now, oh, and by the way, the gloves also have texture. Remember how Super 17 had that little underhand collar? So there you have it right here. Just a quick note. Now, for the hips is where I run into my first problem. So I don't want the same to happen to me again, because again, when this happens over and over, the joint loses and then you lose the ability to retain it in place. So I don't want that to happen. So just to be a little bit careful, this guy can split his legs. However, I was attempting to make a full split on the Spanish video, and when I did, the right leg came off. It wasn't a big deal. As you can see, it's still very much in place. Again, no tricks. It's still very much in place. It came off, but I was just able to pop it back in really easily, okay? So do not play with the legs' ability to split as much, because the legs will come off, okay? However, we have these diagonal cuts right here on the top of the thighs that allow for this kind of motion, okay? So they do rotate on their own axis right here. So we have a very good amount of elevation for the legs. This is about as much as you're gonna get, okay, for each leg, right there. Now, as you can see, this is the leg that fell off, so I'm still able to, you know, maneuver around it without any problem. Funny enough, on my Spanish video, the leg fell off, and on this video, the little knot on this thing fell off. But as you can see, both of them are very solid still, no tricks, okay? So as you can see, the figure is very mendable, okay? Now, we have an incredible knee flexion, okay, for this figure. Look at how full those knees are. Look at how flexible those legs are. And you can see the texture coming into play right here already, okay, for the knee. You know, the pants around the knee, how they fold, incredible, okay? So we have that. However, my major disappointment with this figure was backward extension of the leg, because of this tiny piece right here being so much on the way. So look at this. This is as far back as I can go because this piece is on the way. If I want to drag the leg back a little bit, I kind of have to go around into the side of that. I can still get a pretty good level of, you know, backward extension, but it's not super straight. So once more, we have this little structure right here that really limits a straight leg extension to the back. So that's okay. It's not really a big deal. And then we have the boots right here. Again, they do resemble rubber because of just how shiny they are. And then for the toes and ankles, we have a very smooth gliding right here. Extension, elevation, okay? We have this little like wavy motion side to side, okay? The tips, of course, do go up and down. Classic SH Figuarts style, okay? So, yep, elevation, flexion, boom. Okay, side to side. And yeah, that's all the mechanics of this figure right here. So, really pleased with the upper body. I cannot stop glazing it enough. It is so good. Now on to accessories. Let's start with the hands. So I'm gonna take these two hands off and then showcase you with the phone here real quick the other stuff that we were blessed with. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 pairs of hands plus the clench fists right here. Now all of these hands have this little absorption ball effect that 17 and mostly all androids in Dragon Ball Z are known for. So yeah, he does really resemble his dad, Dr. Gero, with his little absorption ball. So incredible. And then we have these right here on the bottom that have a hole. And I'm about to show you what this hole is about, though my guess is that you can already guess what they're for, okay? So don't worry, we'll come to those in a bit. Again, we have Kid Goku's head, a few banks of hair effects, and then we have some more faces right here. Absolutely clean, okay? Incredible faces. So let's go ahead and start messing around with a few things. So I'm gonna take off these hair banks, and as you can see, by the way, with the hair banks, they have movement on their own, okay? So you can create a lot of wind effects right here, independently, right here, up and down kind of thing. So they are really, really neat in that regard. So the one thing about these is that you have to be kind of careful when you pull them out, because the attachment point or the little joint is very, very tiny. So you do not want to risk tearing anything. So I'm gonna switch over to these right here and see what I can do when I try to attach them. And hopefully I can create a really badass effect over here with the hair. They are a little bit tricky to get in, so bear with me. Just bear with me real quick. Bear with me real quick. My tongue, there's a cat here in my tongue. So in doing this, again, it can be a little bit tricky. So just be patient. Try not to force it too much, or you don't want tragedy to strike you. So we have that, and then I'm gonna pull out the other one here and see what we can do. Okay. It's going, and it's almost in. I got it. Okay, cool. And as you can see, there's a lot of wind effect that you can create with these hair pieces. I like that a lot. So I'm gonna leave Super 17 like he is right now. Now, for the swappable front faces, we have this little cut right here that goes across the top of the head. And you can just put your fingernail right here and gently remove it. And then what we can do is just play around with some faces right here. So we have this one that I can just put in. There you go. And now for the piece that I just removed right here, let's see. You remove them like this. Okay, so there's like a little structure right here on the hair piece that you can just attach to the top of the face of the character. Just remove it and then insert it onto the main figure, and bam. Now we have a new face. However, these bangs are always stuck in the front of the face, so we don't have a whole lot of wiggle room for bringing this back or having a clear face. They're always on the way of the face, but that's okay, because that was always a very signature style thing for Super 17. So there you go. That's how you swap faces and hair bangs with a lot of wind effects. Okay, absolutely incredible. Now, as I was saying, onto the hands. Let's go ahead and swap to a few different hands. So we have this right here. That is just a plain open palm, as you can see. And then we're gonna have the other hand, that the one where you can recreate the key blast effect with. Okay, so there you go, it's in. So this one has this little hole, and the box does come with these couple of plastic sticks. There's one here. I know there's another one there. It must have popped up somewhere when I opened the box, but it's here. Let's just go ahead and use this one right here, and I'll go ahead and show you what you can do. So we have the little key blast effect ball right here. Okay, very, very cool. And then on this hole, you're gonna have the tip of the little plastic stick being inserted into until it gently clicks. There you go. All right, and then you're gonna put this bad boy into Super 17's palm. Okay, don't force it too much so that you don't break anything. All right, and then we have this kind of effect thing on Super 17. Okay, so we have that. Okay, so incredible, very, very cool. This is a little bit of a basic key blast effect, because you can see that it's like, cheap plastic. We have this little cut right here in the middle, which I'm not really kind of super pleased about. There's also like some red electricity inside. Could have been brighter, but it's okay. At least we were given some special effects to work around with. So yeah, so that's Super 17, you guys. So a couple of quick notes, a few observations right here. Again, this guy is not really canon, but he was so good that he made it to SH Figuarts, baby, and we have him right here in the channel for all of you today. So paint job, I really liked it. It is not super bright on its own, but I think the little cowboy cloth around the neck and the gold pieces on the belt buckle, the harness, wrist straps, and the tips on the boots, that gold kind of really gives it like that really cool effect for it to stick out, so I really like that. It has really good amount of texture on the cloth. Paint job about this much on the thighs, but the rest is pretty standard, very solid on the upper part of the body, the boots. I did like the boots a lot. The rubber effect that they have because of being so shiny. I did like the wind effects on the hair, the bangs. The texture is incredible, but it's a little bit tricky to remove them and to pop them in because of how fragile these attachment points are. I like the fact that they added a lot of movable details right here, such as this piece, this little knot, and yeah, and that is for paint job articulations. I think this figure is so supreme from the waist up in terms of ability to move, how flexible he is. The shoulder girdle structure is absolutely out of this world. I was not expecting that, but I was so pleased by it. The legs are really cool, even though he has very long legs. They are quite flexible, not to the extent of other SH Figuarts and Dragon Ball Z characters, but they're still very cool. This was a little bit of a letdown. I didn't like it. The legs, just be careful with them, because if you play around splits or stuff like that too much, they might fall off, but you can always pop them back in. Like I said, this guy made it through the test of fire and is still in one piece, so it is absolutely incredible. I love this figure. Finally, after 20 plus years, I have him right here on my shelf on my collection, so I'm super happy about it. And I was saving one more surprise for all of you guys right here. So that is a fact that if you take a hold of Super 17's arm and then hold them by the wristband, you're gonna have these right here, okay? And not just one arm, but both. So remove it, okay, pop it out, and then you have these two power cannons right here. So that's a really cool effect that I was really pleased with. I didn't think they were going to do it, but they did. Okay, so don't worry, they did not break. These are just machine guns right here. I hope YouTube doesn't take this video down because of what I said. I don't know how to use the lingo yet, but yeah, these are the power cannons that 17 has right here on both arms, not just one, but both. So let's go ahead and put 17 in one piece again. So you just click it again. Very smooth, very simple to put back together. All right, we have this other one right here. There you go. And that is our boy Super 17 right here in the channel for all of you guys right here. This is a figure that I 100% recommend. It is not perfect, but it is the only one we have in the market as far as this character goes. In terms of action figures, yes, there's retro figures out there of them. There's some statues or whatever, but in terms of action figures, this is the only one we have. I wish the banks would have been able to also flip back or remove or being removed or something, but it's okay. It's not really. I'm not gonna put up a stink here about it. It's not really a big deal. This figure is still absolutely incredible, and I cannot wait to make that classic short packed with action for all of you guys. Thank you so much for your time. I really hope you enjoyed this video. As always, I failed. I was not able to keep this video short, but I think that over time I found that is my style. I hope that you guys appreciate it. I don't mean to bore you to death with long videos. I really just like to go over every single detail about each figure I bring here to the channel, because I think they deserve that love and respect, since it is so nostalgic and so close and dear to my heart, at least mine. I hope as it is to I hope it's the case with many of you as well. And I hope I did this figure justice. And thank you guys so much for your time, for your support. And do not worry, I'm here to stay. We're here to stay, and I will only keep on uploading more content, more figures, etc. In today's video, it happened to be the case of our OG Super 17 from Dragon Ball GT. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you all in the next video.